Hey, but this is Zaccheus with another live word of the day, and I thank you for tuning in. If you're coming in for the first time, I thank you. If you've been consistently supporting me, I thank you as well. But on today's episode, I entitled it Five Things You Should Not Do Over the Age of 40. Five things you should not do over the age of 40. And some of us have midlife crisis. Some of us want to live back like we're living like we were 19 years old and 18 years old and trying to do things when we were just 18 again and 17 again. Well, on today's episode, I have five examples I'm gonna share with you, plus and give you reasons why. So people if you're over the age of 40, this will benefit you. If you're approaching 40, this video will benefit you. So, but if you're not doing none of these things, then you're fine. Embrace your age and thank God for making another year and another age if it's your birthday. So join me as I dive in deeply onto five things you should not be doing over the age of 40. On today's episode with Zaccheus with another live word of the day. And I'm gonna start off with number one. Number one is seeking a validation from others. Seeking a validation from others. Now, trying to please people, trying to make sure that you're doing everything, you're trying to appease people and please people. You have to come to the point, and you're of the age where you have to know how to accept yourself, know how to embrace who you are. Stop trying to seek the validation of others and embrace who you are. And you're listen, you're pushing the age of 40 or you're over age 40. You should not at this day and at this age that you're in right now, shouldn't be trying to live to please people. You should be um doing things that's enlightenment for yourself, doing things that embracing who you are. That's what you should be doing. Stop trying to dress like the young people and do all the things that the young people doing on social media, trying to wear what the young people wear and you're over the age of 40. Now, if you have a um personality that's outgoing, there's nothing wrong with that. And you're an influencer, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think a person that's over age 40 should be dressing just dressing in a way where you're trying to compete with the 20 and 30-year olds. You're trying to compete with the people that's in their late teens and early 20s. You should not be competing with them. Embrace who God made you to be. Be proud of your curvaceous shape and embrace who God made you, who you are today. Love you, appreciate you, celebrate you. Celebrate you. Do not compete with the others. Do not try to compete with others. Just embrace who you are. Be comfortable in your own skin. Love you and embrace who you are and appreciate yourself and appreciate how God made you. Embrace age 40. Embrace age 50. Embrace it. Embrace it. And I've learned right now to embrace that. Sure, I'm happy. I'm glad I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I was a kid in the 80s and I was a young man in my early 20s in the 1990s. So I was graduated from high school in 1992. So I embrace my age right now. And you gotta come to that point where you're happy who you are. You're not trying to compete, you're not trying to do everything what other people doing on social media. If that's not you, don't do it. If it's you, and if you like, I will say if you're 40 years old, you like being an influencer, you like creating skits on social media, but positive kids, not shaking your rump, not twerking, and you're over 40. But if you're trying to inspire other young people, you're trying to inspire people that's your age, then that's a different story. Learn to love you and embrace who you are. Now I'm scrolling on social media and I'm seeing 50 plus, age 50 plus women posing and wearing scantily clad clothes on social media. Older women too, but way older than 40. And this, you should not be doing this at age 50 and over. Should not. You should not. And yeah, dancing and competing. Yeah, be older. They be older than Generation X, and they're doing this. Yeah. So those are the things. That's one of the things you should not be doing at age of 40, is keeping up with the younger crowd and posing and twerking just like the younger crowd is doing. That's, you should not be doing that. No, no, no. There's a time and place for everything, and sometimes, and most of the time, oh no, I cannot say sometimes. That ship has passed, and you have to embrace it. Let's turn to a scripture. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord on or O God who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. So God is telling you to embrace who you are today. Be courageous. Accept who you are today. Love yourself and be courageous. And if God is telling you to that He wants you to do something that He made purposely designed for you to do not go in fear. God is encouraging you today. Be courageous. Don't fear. If God is telling you to step out, and you've been working at this job for a very long time, and God is telling you to step out and He has something new for you, do not live in fear. Do not live in fear. Don't try to compete or exhaust yourself trying to compete with others. If you're a supervisor and you're trying to fight to get in a certain position and it's just not working out, maybe God has have a new door open for you. A new door open for you. So in Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6, be strong and courageous. Do not fear or dread them. Don't fear anyone. Because will not leave you or nor forsake you once you believe in Him. And this is number 2. Keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses. If you're over age 40 and you and your wife has seen other people go on lavish vacations, and you know you don't have the funds to go on lavish vacations, and you want to do the same thing too, so you max out your credit card, that's keeping up with the Joneses. If you know that you see your neighbors or friends that are flipping homes and having them spending money and taking risks and maxing out their credit cards, buying Birkin bags and everything, and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and you're putting yourself in debt by trying to keep up with the Joneses, over age 40, you should not be doing that. You should be more wiser and ask God for wisdom to stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's number 2. You see, initially, you're happy that you bought that expensive ride. But when you got to pay that car note once a month, that $1,300 car note once a month, I want to see how your face looks then, because trying to keep up with the Joneses will leave you bankrupt. Will leave you only when you have the funds. If you want to invest, then you do that. But to keep it, to compete and keep up with, to say that just to show people what you have, to show your friends what you have, or neighbors what you have, and you're leaving yourself just flat broke by just trying to impress. It's not a wise move to make. Let's turn to a scripture, Galatians chapter 1, verses 10. For I am now seeking the approval of man or of God, or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. So if I'm still trying to please man, and especially being over the age of 40 and still trying to appease to other people, appease to the people around you, impress your co-workers, impress your so-called friends, or impress your family members, you should not be trying to please anyone other than the Lord, and just trying to live for other people just to appease them. No, no. Especially when you're over the age of 40, you should learn. We should be at a point where we're gaining wisdom. We should be at a point where we have low tolerance for drama. We should be at a point where we're not trying to appease people. We're not trying to beat around the bush. And I say this: when you at a certain age, just stand in your truth and tell people the truth. There's no need to lie. We're over the age already. Been seen a lot of things, been through a lot of things, experienced a lot of things. Why lie? Why lie? Stand in your truth and tell people, listen, I can't do it. Listen, won't be able to make it a day. Listen, I know what you're saying about this business, but I'm not investing in that business. I don't want to do that business. Stand in your truth. We're of age now, 40 years old, over age 40. You should not be lying to people or beating around the bush or just scratching your head, are making them bully you to do things, making them bully you to invest in, to put your money into something that you're not too sure of, or bully you to invest in a property that you don't like, but they pushing you to do it. No. Stand in your truth and say, no, I don't like this. I'm not taking this. I'm over the age of 40. I'm of age right now. I've seen things right now. Let me stand in my truth and tell you, when you're over age 40, you have no room. You just, there's no need for you to lie. No need for you to lie, and no. And number three, trying to competing with the 20-year-olds. And I mentioned that earlier in the video, competing with 20-year-olds. And I see that a lot on social media. Older women dressed in scanty and clad, over the age of 40, should not be doing that. I mentioned that earlier in the video. I had to just put that in number three. And should not be competing with young people. When I see certain things like this, somebody's mother should not be doing this. Should not be dressing and twerking. But she's not really dressed scanty and clad, but she's twerking. Should not be doing that on social media. If you're over the age of 40 years old, you're doing that, and you compete with all the young people. You should not be doing that. You should not be doing that. I'm sorry. No. And if you're over the age of 40, you should not be trying to get a record deal as a rapper. I'm sorry. You should not, and I repeat myself, be trying to get a record deal as a rapper, as a hip hop artist. No. If you haven't did it in your teens, late teens, early 20s, then it's a wrap from now. If you're over the age of 40, it's a wrap. Remember there was a group called Jurassic 5. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Don't even try to do it, man. If you're trying to rap for the first time, I can understand if you've been doing that since you were a teenager, and you're now trying to, and you possibly, I don't know, but you're possibly getting some kind of popularity, maybe on social media. But if you trying to start doing that now over the age of 40, it's gonna be ridiculous. Don't do it. Don't do it, my brother. Don't do it. No, 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 no. Don't do that. And this is number four. This is number four. Overworking yourself. If you're over the age of 40, you should not be working 3 or 4 jobs. 4 jobs, five. You should not be working 4 jobs. You're going to burn yourself out. You won't be no good to yourself, and you won't be no good to your kids. You won't be no good to your family, because you'll be overworked, and exhausted yourself. This is why I tell you, when you hit a certain age, you should be looking into a passive income stream. You should be looking into make money online opportunity where you work maybe less, but yet you're getting paid. You should be working into something that can make you some income while you sleep. Yes, but be over the age of 40 and overwork, doing two jobs, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. You should not be doing that over the age of 40. Overworking yourself. And that was number 4, man. No. And let's go turn to a scripture. Philippians chapter 2, verses 13. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him. So God is gonna give you that purpose in your life. That purpose and you should be doing things to help other people out as well. If you're gonna be working like that, make sure that it's that you're not burning yourself out, and make sure that you're working after you work your 20 years, or God is pushing something in your heart, but not to get a second job, a third job. If you could do something smarter to make money, work smarter, not harder, then do it. And do something that's bigger than yourself. Do something that God has placed in your heart to do. Maybe it's to inspire others. Do something that is inspirational to other people, or inspiring to others, or to and you're making a difference in your community. But to burn yourself out working for other people, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And God will find that purpose in your life. But working 2, 3 jobs, that's not God's purpose in your life. To burn yourself out. And you should be doing something that's inspiring to others, that can motivate others and being enlightening. If whether it's um maybe going back to school to become a teacher or become a professor. You went back to school to become a professor and teach a subject of your interest, or doing something that's motivational in your community to help others, inspire others, especially when you hit the age of 40. And number 5, last but not least, number 5, alternating your body with plastic surgery. At over the age of 40, there's millions of women that do the BBL. Women over the age of 40 that do stuff like this. They just alternate their body just to maybe appease themselves, but also appease others out there, because they have a certain body type that they want. So what they do is they do the BBL, they do the Brazilian butt lift, and it's very risky, and they do this. Over the age of 40, you should be relaxing, accepting, embracing you, and just accepting what God made you, not doing all these surgeries to alternate your body to get attention and to appease who? Get attention and grab all this unwanted attention, because, like I said before in another video, when men see a certain way, all they doing is thinking one way. And over the age of 40, you should be not even thinking about alternating your body to get a man, or alternate your body just to at this stage of the game. Don't do it. Don't hurt yourself. Don't damage your body just to get a man, or don't damage your body just to appease others. Embrace you and love who you are. Love who you are and embrace yourself. So now the live word of the day is coming out of Psalms 139 verses 14. For you are fearfully and wonderfully made. God made you beautiful just the way you are. No need to start pleasing people. Stop trying to live up to the Joneses. Stop trying to please people. Stop trying to get with people. You are, especially when you're over the age of 40, you should be comfortable in your own skin and accepting and embracing who you are as who you are, and what God made you to be, who God made you to be. Stop trying to appease people, especially when you're over the age of 40. Love yourself and embrace you, and be your authentic self. Well, this is Zaccheus. With another live word of the day, God bless and be safe. And if you like what I shared, smash that like button. Also, subscribe to my channel, Zaccheus Gospel. I got more coming for you. God bless and be safe out there. Peace and blessings. Until next time.